Bethany, hi, Jim Delapine here. I'd like to give you some video feedback on what you did here. And to tell you the truth, I'm really surprised that this is coming out as good as it is. I was looking beforehand at the conglomeration of artifacts that you have here to put together your furniture fairy, and it's actually looking pretty good. So let me give you some tips here. And this is best served as doing a video step-by-step feedback kind of thing. So first, let's look at the individual files. Notice in this smiley face clock, notice all this, I call it junk or dirt. These are called, officially, the medical terminology is JPEG artifacts because the resolution is too small. So you're bringing a small quality file into a larger file. So look at the difference between the clarity of your curtains here and the edging of your face clock. Okay, so just be aware of that. So if I hit Control 0, I'm going to fit that back on the window. Spacebar Control will give you access to the zoom tool, and if I click and drag a marquee, that will bring me right into our character. So first, let's look at how you can make this all work together so that it looks attached. So if I select the clock, note that if I'm in the Move tool and I have Auto Select checked, it automatically goes to that layer. Okay, so I'm checking this and it's going to the clock layer. So now if I go to Edit, Transform, Perspective, I will be able to click and drag the right side and kind of give it this perspective feeling. Okay, so let me just do that and then I'll hit Enter. And then what you want to do is make it appear, and this is just an option here. You can make it appear as if these slats are in front of the clock. And in reality that wouldn't happen, but just to show you, if I select my paintbrush, make sure my paintbrush is at 100% hardness, and I'll bring the size up a little bit, and we'll talk about that in a second. So with my clock active, I note that it is this was dragged and dropped over, so you have this file here or layer that needs to be rasterized. So I'll right click on it and rasterize the layer, and that little icon in the lower right will disappear. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my paintbrush and I'm going to make sure black is my foreground color, and I'm going to click on the layer mask. Make sure you have the layer mask icon active, and this way as you click you're masking out that portion of the clock. Okay, so now what I like to do is kind of go forward and then reverse and come back to fill it in. So if I swap my foreground and background colors by hitting the letter X, so white is my foreground color, I can now reduce or increase my brush size by hitting my left bracket key or right bracket key. All right, so now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to click and then hold down the shift key and come up here and shift click. Okay, if you keep the shift key held down, I'm shift clicking to go around this area, and I'm looking at the circle. Okay, the edge of the circle, and then we'll come in here, here, here. So my shift key is held down at all times. Okay, and then I'm going to come back down here to close it, and then I'll fill in what I missed. All right, so now you have the illusion of this wood in front of the clock. It's probably not the best example, but just make note of that. That's how you can take advantage of the layer masks. All right. What you should also do is, since these ropes are squared off, you should also round them out. So that means selecting that layer, go to the layer mask, and just kind of like, whoops, layer mask is active, black is my foreground color, and then mask out so that it looks not squared off. You know, it looks more like a rope, maybe a little bit more realistic. Okay. You may want to decrease your brush size, and you do that by hitting your left or right bracket key. Now you also have a lot of debris in here that you have to get rid of. See all this little stuff in here? Now you don't know where that is, but if you zoom in, go to your Move tool, make sure Auto Select is checked, and then click on just any part of that pixel. It'll bring you right to that layer. So now we know it's the right arm copy layer. So all you need to do now, and this is always tedious, this is where you have to be careful. Select the layer mask, go to your paintbrush tool, black is your foreground color, and then click and drag to mask that out. You can make a bigger brush to make it quicker, okay? And then you come up here and do this other part. So all this has to look clean, okay? So I do note that you did a pretty good job with the layer masks. And I can tell that if I go to my background layer and fill it with black by hitting Alt Delete because it's the foreground color, I can see that you did a very good job overall. All right, so that's what you have to do. You have to clean up these little items here and here and here, and kind of round out the edges of the rope so that they look like a rope would look. Okay, try to make it realistic. Okay, get rid of all this debris and make sure that these little, whatever this is, a necklace, is looking like it's going in between the slats and so on, okay? I hope that helped. Take care now. Bye.